Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Welcome to America's Heroes Group. This time is our community outreach with Webhouse Inc. Today is Saturday, November 4th, 2023. November is Military Family Appreciation, National Family Caregiver, and Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. And don't forget, November 11th is Veterans Day coming up, and it's a proud day for all our veterans. Our host is Kelley. I'm Sean Claiborne, the co-host. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith. Our digital media producer is Ivan Ortega of Scouts Honor Productions. And we have a panelist with us, Shandelon, the U.S. Army veteran and president of the Webhouse. We're going to talk about the Webhouse, the mission, the agenda, and also the fundraiser coming up on November the 9th. How are you doing today?
Finding yourself. I'm glad you could have me on.
Our pleasure. So tell us about the Webhouse. When was it started, and also what is your mission?
Webhouse started in 2009 by Sheila Webb and Robert Bob Farmer. And what they want to do, because the women veterans are the highest homeless, and they didn't really want to. They considered men as being veterans or the ones that go to war, combat. So we weren't really looked at as being veterans. It was just like if you went the WAC, the Women Army Corps, like, okay, you served behind the lines, but you didn't go into the wars, and which is not true. So it was they were doing homes, because I remember when I came back out of the Army, I was in the Gulf War. I was in from 1989 to 93, and when I came back from Desert Storm, I came back with my mother, and I was looking for a place, and all they had was places for men veterans, but none for women. I went in one. They had apartments available, but they said, because you're a woman, it was a one bedroom. And I told them, I said, well, my two children could sleep in the bedroom, and I'll sleep. I'll make space on the couch and let our bed. And I was turned down because of that. And I found out that other ones were turned down, or they would have places where the veterans could come to, but it would say, okay, well, we're going to have a place for the women veterans, but then they feel like, okay, we didn't get as many women as we thought as we could as fast. So we're going to put, instead of being for women, we're going to make it co-ed, and it made a lot of the women veterans uncomfortable, because it was like, hey, this is not what we were told. And so when I used to work for the VA, and in 2015. I met Mr. Bob Farmer and Sheila Webb, and I went to and he had Webhouse. So I was there, and I was helping, and I saw a lot of it in Gary, and also in Chicago and Indiana, all over, where the women veterans, there wasn't really anything for them. And so, they were like, okay, well, we're just doing for veterans, but not the not the women veterans. It's just going to be co-ed. And so, because some of them may have been dealing with some mental health issues because of what happened in the military, the wars that they went, and the same as the men, they just did not look at us as, well, you just go ahead. Even Veterans Day, I would go out, and they would tell me, they would say, thank you for your service to the men, but if we didn't have a uniform or we didn't throw it in their face, they would not consider us as veterans. So when he said that he wanted to have a place, the farmer said he wanted to have a place specifically for women veterans, and that I said, okay. And then we have been doing this for years, going through it, trying to see about how we can help them get their services, because some of them still won't even apply for services.
Through the VA?
Yes, they won't. They will not apply for it. They think, well, I've been turned down before, or even just going to just get any type of services with the VA. But the one thing, having a roof over their head, is a thing of, like, I've tried that, I've been turned down, or I don't want to be where there's a bunch of men, because then it's going to be a problem, in which I understand that it is a problem if they have been through something, especially a military sexual trauma, or just don't want to be bothered, just I want to feel safe.
Mm-hmm. How many beds do you have in the facility?
Well, it's going to be 10 for 10 veterans, and that's not including the 2 volunteers that are going to be there, which I'm going to be one of the house mothers. And then there's another, but on my side, I explained to, because we are getting ones that were in jail or in prison, and that we would have on the side I was going to be on. I said, well, give me someone if they're in a wheelchair disabled. Then we have the ones that are coming in and out of jail or prison. Because I used to work in the Cook County Jail in the kitchen with the male, as a supervisor with the male inmates. Then there was then we have the ones that are transgender that have gone through the surgery. And so I said, well, we need, let me have them on my side. That way, because I know that one person, if they're transgender, they have to make, if they have to have their medication, the certain medications, the one that's in jail or prison, just to make them feel comfortable and to make them feel like they're included, and then they're no different than any other woman veteran that's coming in there. So that's one of the issues. It's not an issue, but we welcome all, and no matter what, you're still a woman veteran, and you served as well.
And are your beds all filled?
Not yet, because we're still trying to get it up. Hopefully soon that it will be up, so then it'll be up by next year. And the project is so different. It's because they're there for 6 to 9 months, but they're going through where the unions are going to come and help, and we're going to have the child care. I won't be babysitting. It'll be someone from the schools that we're going to get from child care. They're going to pick them up. They're going to have a bus to pick the kids up and take them to school. We're going to have different activities, and it's just going to be something that we're going to teach them how to say, for instance, how they haven't been with their child, so they want to do arts and crafts, they want to do as far as interacting with their children, how to say, for instance, they want to have a birthday party with them, but it's more of like, hey, we're going to teach you, have someone to come in and train you how to fix your credit if you want to be a homeowner, if you want to do a condo, whatever you want to do. So that way, once they leave the program, then they'll be like, okay, I can go on my own and I can do this, and I don't have to worry about someone, feeling like I can't do anything. I have a place to live, and it's my own, and then I have a job that I can know I'm going to make money, and I'm good with working with my hands. And I can, if I see another veteran that has that look or is going through the same thing, then I can recommend them for this program.
Then, so how does the setup work with the children? Do they stay with the parent, with the mother, or do they have a separate area?
Well, the room. Okay, so for instance, if you're in your 30s, a woman's come in and she comes in there. She's already been screened, and she's like, okay, well, I have 2 children. They've been authorized to come in there. So they go in the room, and then they take they bathe, and then they change their clothes. And then the clothes that they have, then it's like, okay, they're going to have brand new clothes. So if I go in there, and they not me, but they go in the room, and then it's a bunk bed for the kids, and it's a full-size bed for that veteran. And then they come out, and then they say, okay, well, I'm hungry. Then they're able to go and eat. So they have access for TVs. They have stuff in the room. We just give them a little time, and then they come out when they're ready, and then we talk with them. We show them we already show them the whole place where everything is, and we let them know that, hey, this is not, this is our house, all of us, and this is it's just like not being in the barracks, but this is our house. We want you to feel comfortable. We have a sisterhood. We're sisters. And so they could come and talk to whatever their needs are. If they haven't done anything like going on the outside. We got to find out, if you're an introvert or extrovert, so that way we know how to work with you and how to deal with you. So then your children, because your children will be with you, and you don't have to worry about somebody coming to say anything to your children out of the place. You're going to have the counselors there. So we're going to make sure everything that you need, and they'll be busy Monday through Friday. They'll be busy, and then on the weekends there'll be different things that we have, activities that if they want to participate in. My one activity I like doing is going downtown and seeing the Nutcracker play live. Mm-hmm. And so if they want to go to plays, whatever they want to do, they want to. What they used to do before they went into the military. If they want to do that, that's fine. If not, we'll find something else to make them more productive.
So what I'm hearing is people have privacy, but they also can bring their children. You have programs where they can help them reintegrate into society, but also get back on their feet, help them improve parts of their lives that might be broken because of hardships or things like that they might have suffered through the military experience. Now, do you guys work closely with the VA, or you utilize any of the VA programs, or are you guys specifically just doing things through other resources?
Well, it's a lot of we're trying to do it VA, but doing through other resources. And it's more of like some of the counselors, like we will be using them. And so if we're going to try to use the VA and make sure that they know how to get in the VA if they haven't gotten the VA system, or if they haven't filed a claim, to be able to do that. And so instead of maybe going out and say, okay, I don't want to go to this where they're doing the claims today, it's 100 people, and the number I'm on is 110. So it may be hours. So it's more of like, instead of going down there if they feel like they can't, is to teach them how to use a computer to be able to show them how to access their information, and or maybe just even do their own claim, or see about how they can get help if they can't go outside to end up doing this.
Now, how do you guys get fundraising? How do you guys raise funds to pay for all the things you got to do?
Well, if they get the donations, then what they do is like they'll say, okay, for instance, the one that's on the 9th we're having, that's the $50 a plate, and it'll go towards the women's veterans home. So once that goes there, then it's more of like, it's not just like, okay, well, we're just going to do this and that's it. It's more of like, okay, now we have this. Now we have to think about the next fundraiser as we're doing this one, so that we know that how can we improve this one from, we're always thinking about how we can improve the next fundraiser so when we finally get the women's veterans home up. So one thing I think about, that person may be coming from if they've been on the streets and they're used to eating any and everything. Is like, okay, changing their diet. So the nutritionist, or if we get someone to come in and say, hey, we need to change this person meals and programs, so that, because if they say, for instance, they were eating out the trash can, I don't know, or just eating a lot of fast food, now your diet's going to change, where you're going to have that 3 square meals a day, and you're going to have a meat, starch, vegetable, fruit, salad, just stuff it may change your system around, but how to help you. And so that, with the food, and then if your children if you don't have insurance for your children, and so we need to get you around wherever you need to go, anything that you need. We're raising money for these women. So if they are, say for instance, they have to do, their detergent. If they can't use anything, they have to use everything that's free and clear. And so it's just more of that person can't use anything, or they have allergies, or they don't eat certain things. So we have to take into play, this is 10 different people, and then if they have children with them, we have to think about each and every individual If they come to me and say, hey, you know what, I can't sleep tonight. Can you sit up with me and can we talk, or we just sit and watch TV? Or, just anything that something might trigger them off. So we have to make sure everything that these women are, that they feel comfortable, that they can come and say, okay, well, let's see how we can get you some help. So picking up from just anything, like I haven't used makeup in years. I don't know what kind of makeup to use, or I want to use makeup, or I want to dress a certain way, because it might be that I'm wearing shoes that might have holes in it. So everything, you have to think about all of the stuff that they want to do to make themselves feel better, getting their hair done. Maybe I might want to get my feet done, and just getting out, having a few dollars in my pocket to make me feel better.
So you have the fundraisers, but then do you do other things? I looked up and I saw that a few years ago you had a annual celebration of life dinner, and then you had a Medal of Honor recipient Sammy L. Davis, a Vietnam vet who rescued 3 of his battle buddies in Vietnam. He's the last, as far as I know, he's the last surviving Medal of Honor recipient in the state of Indiana. You had him speak at the 9th annual celebration of life dinner. How frequently do you have dinners, and how hard is it to get funds and to fundraise for the operation that you're doing? Because it's what you described was a lot of stuff. You got a lot of stuff going on, helping people that really need help. It sounds like you need people that are experts in counseling, people that are experts in nutrition, people that are experts in different things to try to help people get back on their feet. Because rehabilitating someone who's going through a trauma, particularly, it's not an easy task.
Yes, and also because we've also had Jessica Lynch with us for some time, and so it's just more of who do we have? Like I used to work for the Veterans Administration too, and it was we saw the ones with the mental health, but it's also seeing like if something like if I see someone looking a certain way that might get triggered, so it's more of like, hey, let's stop this, get this person out of this. It seems like harm's way, because right now they may not know, or I might see something that a person might feel like they might have an anxiety attack. So it's just more of letting them find out what triggers them, because they may not know, but okay, what triggers them and what will stop them from being triggered. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's nothing to say like to have a roof over your head and food on your table, mm-hmm. then to, hey, okay, that's good, but I want to do other things, and I want to be able to know, I know who I was, maybe who I was before the military, but now I'm out of the military, because I tell people, when you go in there, they train you. Before
I cut you, I got to give us the information as to how to get tickets for the fundraiser. Is there a name for the fundraiser?
Yes, it is called 2023 Ladies Night Out for Webhouse, and it is be held at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center, and the tickets cost $50, plans for the evening, and it's November 9th from 6:30 to 9 p.m., and then the number that they can call is, they can call Eventbrite, or they can call Webhouse, Robert Farmer at 219-730-6593. 219-730-6593, or they can email Webb, WEBB, HOUSINC 41 at gmail.com. Once again, WEBB, HOUSEINC 41 at gmail.com.
Shandelon, thank you for your time. We got to cut you off because we ran out of time. But come back and tell us how the event went, and then also go to our website, americashq.org, and you can get information there as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. You too. Have a blessed day.
America's Heroes Group. We'll be right back.